Grab my coffee here. Mornings just aren't the same. In that regard, Scott Adams and I are very much alike, except I don't really say much about it. Well, you might be wondering why I'm not putting up a major video on this entire Horowitz situation and the debacle. Hello, everyone, as you come in. This is an impromptu, of course, spontaneous uh, upload. And today is the 10th of December, 2019. Yes, thank you for coming, and I'm Roy Potter. A few days ago, I did a Periscope from the location I'm staying in Washington State. And I didn't really upload it to YouTube, so I thought I'd upload a little bit of background for you today. Just let you see here. This is quite a nice condo. And like I told the other people on Periscope, I'm not much of a pool player, but it's fun. And we've got, let me put this coffee down. Got some decorations here that are pretty nice. Let me switch this around so you can see a little better. This Christmas tree, of course, like a lot of them, it changes its colors. Kind of like, government people changing their colors all the time. You never know who they're actually for or against, but you can always depend upon the fact that they're for themselves. And I'll show you Santa's Village here real quick. This is one of my favorite things. I might make a little movie about this. These miniatures in the background. I kind of like to do that kind of stuff. So it's really nice. And got a nice big TV here to watch, which I don't do. All right, that's probably enough of that. So why do I bother to come on today? Well, if you haven't noticed, the analyses, the comments, the stories, the takes on this Horowitz IG piece of crap basically, whatever you think the IG report says, that's what it says. I think Lionel put it very well, Lionel Nation. He said, when you see both sides using this thing to defend their positions, it's just worthless. And that's exactly how it was written, and it was intended to be written that way. So you're going to hear people say, including the president, saying, well, this thing shows how terrible this whole thing is, and then you're going to hear people on the other side, like CNN and like Schumer and these people saying, oh, this proves just what we were saying. And that's how Horowitz wrote it. He intended to write it that way because they want the division. They want this thing to continue on. The surprising thing is, of course, that Barr spoke out, and to some extent, fairly strongly, so did Durham. Does that mean that we're going to see people in handcuffs soon? Not sure about that. Christopher Wray should be fired and then charged with conspiracy and sedition. At the very least, he should be fired for not doing his job. The FBI is not going to ever get fixed if Trump doesn't stand up to the plate. If you haven't noticed, any of you have Twitter? Yeah, Assange is running. Well, and that's another thing. And I'll say this here. I'm asking the question first. Is anybody here watching my Twitter line the last few days? I'm going to go sit down here for a minute. Has anybody watched my Twitter line? I am coming unhinged on Trump. I do all the time anyway. His lack of action, his timidity. He sounds real good, but he takes no action. Even Lionel's starting to say, hey, look, if you don't start doing something, we're going to be a banana republic and it's all over with. Have any of you listened to Lionel's thing last few days? No, I'm not going to be a cheerleader like Dan Bongino. Again, I like Dan, but he's a law enforcement guy. He's not intel or military. I don't think he really realizes what's going on here, and if he does, his people there at Fox don't want him to talk about it. We're in trouble. If Trump, Barr, and Durham don't grab this thing and run with it and start jailing people, yeah, we're already a banana republic. Well, you get my drift. So anyway, go look at my Twitter line and you'll see that I have been tweeting Trump. Not that he reads my stuff, but I think they probably have somebody there on his Twitter that at least takes a tally of the fors and againsts, the pros and the cons. And I'm laying into him again, and again. I got to tell you, I'm troubled by something that he does constantly. After the IG report came out, and even before, all during this entire thing, it's always me, 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 me. This should never happen to another president. Look what they've done to me. There was one tweet that he came out with about a month ago, maybe a little more than a month ago, where he said, I think I have finally realized that this is not a coup just against me, but against the American people. Duh. Does this guy have a clue at all? So, he says there, this should never have happened to me. This should never happen to another president. Well, Mr. President, what the FBI and the DOJ and the other bureaucracies have done to the American people was being done long before you came along. You just happened to get in the way, or so they thought. So we hoped. So we prayed. And you do nothing. What are you, afraid? You shit your pants? And I don't mean to be disrespectful to you. But unless there are some arrests this week, you've deceived everyone, Mr. President. You're sitting there and whining and moaning and groaning about how this thing has happened to you. What about Carter Page? What about Papadopoulos? What about General Flynn, who your vice president lied about? What about Assange? What about Roger Stone? All you do is me, me, me. If you don't start, I don't care what Ray says, I don't care. Go look at Judicial Watch, Mr. President. And I don't mean to be disrespectful, but you're really earning that title. Not the president. Disrespect. I've never seen such inaction and cowardice in my whole life. Oh, it's part of the plan. We're really revealing all this stuff to the American people. And I've said it before. No. He's not preparing the American people for his actions to take the deep state down. That's not what's happening. Because those battle lines are drawn. And as I've said, those people, nothing will change their mind at this point. It's an irreconcilable, divisive line. They'll never, no matter what he does, he'll never convince those that hate him that what he should do, start arresting these bastards from Obama on down, including Hillary. He'll never convince them, the rest of the country that love those evil people, that what he's doing is right. No. This is not going to be a soft landing either way. If he fails to act, it's as Lionel said this morning, we're no longer going to exist. The government is corrupt. Our law enforcement agencies, especially the federal law enforcement agencies and the DOJ, are corrupt. Just as I have been saying officially for 20 or more years and on the YouTube channel with my motto, the intelligence community is our most dangerous domestic enemy. And that includes the DOJ with its FBI, the Department of State, the CIA, and all the rest of those. And Trump is not doing his job. He is derelict in this duty. And I'm not giving him any more passes, ladies and gentlemen. I've said that how many times? Wray should have been fired this morning. This morning. Haspel should have been fired this morning and arrested. And then Wray should have been investigated for his complacency in this coup. Complacency. Complicity in this coup. Rich Higgins, who was on the NSC and was fired by McMaster because he tried to show how bad the Islamic takeover, the Muslim Brotherhood had infiltrated our government. Rich Higgins said this morning that Trump needs to act, that the FBI needs to be basically dismantled and rebuilt all over again. He suggested, I think mistakenly, that deep down in the organization is where they should look for people to put into positions of power. My problem with that is that the FBI, along with the DOJ, the State Department, all these other places, have had 30 plus years to bring in the leftist Marxists into those positions. And I don't think that the fix is going to be able to be done with inside the agencies. So I think Rich is wrong about that. But regardless, he recognizes that the FBI is a corrupt criminal organization. Look what they've done. They covered for Hillary, Obama, Holder. That's a law enforcement agency. If Bill Barr was serious about taking and fixing the DOJ, he would not have allowed the Bundys to be under the microscope again. That would have been verboten. Assange wouldn't be held for extradition, and Roger Stone wouldn't have been convicted in a trial, in a sham trial set up by the same people that were protecting Hillary and Obama, etc. So anyway, I just thought I'd say that this morning. Yes, you should not disrespect the President of the United States, but he disrespects himself and thereby disrespects us. There better be some goddamn action this week with people in handcuffs. There better be. Cover up of the Las Vegas shooting. The Saudis doing the shooting at Pensacola. Oh, the FBI is looking at it as a terrorist possibility. Really? Funny thing is, we're pretty sure it was the Saudis in Las Vegas. And we don't even have all the evidence. What's Trump covering up? Yes, what is Trump covering up? Because he wants to have business dealings with the Saudis like the Bushes did? Is he taking over the Bush dynasty? Or was that his plan? And then to have the Saudis his buddies in this worldwide money laundering scheme? We now know that a lot of these foreign aid monies were just a backdoor to feed back to our corrupt government officials. In other words, the aid goes overseas, they launder it a little bit, and then pay back on some stupid project. You know, the hammer that cost $300,000 kind of BS to launder the money. That's what your representatives are about. Remember, these bastards and bitches in the Congress voted to repeal the Smith-Mundt Act and allowed the CIA to spy and propagandize you legally. And then, to add insult to injury, did what? Funded that spying and that propaganda the next year. And Trump does nothing. Oh, he can't do anything. He's surrounded by all these enemies. You know when McClellan told that to Lincoln, what Lincoln did to McClellan? He fired his ass and he brought in Grant. Okay, I'm not going to sit here and talk anymore this morning. Trump better goddamn do something this week. And I don't care if he has to arrest members of Congress in session. Treason is not something, and sedition is not something that they can be protected from in session. This has gone too far. And he's not going to win over those people that he thinks he will by holding off. He's looking weaker and weaker and weaker every day. For Ray to get away with what he's done to Judicial Watch and now saying that the FBI was right, they had the proper predicate to open this investigation. It's funny, the FBI director can say that, but John Durham at least had the guts to disagree with it. What the hell is Ray doing in the FBI a minute longer? So, why am I not going to go make a formal presentation today? Ladies and gentlemen, when I was a police officer and when I was an MP, when a bar fight started, you don't rush in right away. You wait till the dust clears, till the people wear themselves out, and then you come in and you clean up house. Oh, is that what Trump's doing? No, he's not doing that. He's one of the people involved in the bar fight. Okay? He's not above the fray. He's in it, and he's failing miserably. So I'm going to wait at least another 24 hours before I come on. BCP did a good thing last night. I think most everybody else is. Lionel did an okay thing. I hate to say it, but Cernovich did too. Even though Cernovich said that the legalese in the Horowitz report is very damning. It's only damning if somebody takes action, Mike. Sorry. And that's not happening. People should have been arrested today. Durham has enough information. Barr has enough information. And if Trump is saying, wait a minute, he doesn't want a civil war to break out in his administration. Well, Mr. President, it already has. It just, as Louis Gohmert says, it just hasn't gone to the firearms part yet. At least not that we can see. It has surreptitiously. It has under the radar. But you can't avoid this, Mr. President. You're either going to win this thing or you're going to lose. And if you lose, this country loses. The republic will be gone because look at the type of people like Ray who are running this with impunity. And just like in Nevada at Bunkerville, these systems of government were used to protect corrupt politicians, not to enforce law. The laws were put into place, the supposed laws and regulations, so they could rape us just like they're doing the foreign countries with their supposed aid they're sending, but then the money comes back and into their pockets here in this country. It's time to declassify all this stuff, Mr. President. You've been waffling on this for how long? Declassify it all. To hell with the IC and their claims that it's going to expose their sources and methods. Yeah, exactly. It's going to expose their sources and methods of corruption and criminal activity. So you're out of time, Mr. President. You're out of time. I don't care about your rallies. I don't care about the people that want to give you a pass on everything because you're their savior. No, sir. Savior doesn't talk, Mr. President. Savior acts. Better be arrested this week. Okay, I'm done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to try to enjoy the rest of the day. Yes, I'm going to watch things today. That's all we can really do at this point. Our bureaucracies are not our friends. They're not here to protect us and our rights. They're here to take from us, to steal from us, to suppress us. Trump backed away from the vaccine situation, didn't he? For hell's sake, what else did he do? He wanted to classify, as I called for back in 2011, the cartels to be terrorist organizations. Oh, I understand the problem, like Mike Cernovich brought up, what that will cause. Oh, I understand, Mike, I do. Trump says he's going to declare them a terrorist organization, but then he backs away and doesn't do it. It's like I said, man, I've never seen a guy waffle so much in my life. 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 1 step forward, 2 steps back. Do the math on that, ladies and gentlemen. It means you're standing still. I still see businesses closing all around this country. The money that's being made isn't being made in the mom and pop stores. So now he says that he's going to give Obrador a chance to fix things. Really? Well, Mr. President, how in the hell do you think Obrador got into office? Do you think he's afraid of you? Or is he afraid of those people in his military organization that are actually cartel commanders? What are you going to do, President? Remember in the military I was talking to what they say to the new lieutenant? What you gonna do, LT? I know this thing is big, ladies and gentlemen. It may already be too late. Everybody's saying, oh, the Senate isn't going to find him guilty of these things. Are you kidding me? How many of those people are receiving kickbacks from the foreign aid laundering? How many of those are getting kickbacks from the cartels? From the Clinton Foundation or similar things? How many of them are being held, blackmailed, and extorted because of their human trafficking involvement, their pedophilia? Trump can't wait for that. He's not, even if he gets exonerated, which is looking more doubtful every day, I mean, in the Senate. Oh, Lindsey Graham's talking a good line, but Lindsey Graham has been known to move with the wind. So I'm on the record. I always have been. I haven't been a cheerleader for Trump. When he's done well, I've called him out. When he's messed up, I've come down hard. And if that's waffling, well, ladies and gentlemen, that's what you pay a referee to do, is to call the game as he sees it. If you don't like it, you don't need to be here and listen to me. Go listen to your cheerleaders on Fox and those guys, okay? Lionel is correct this morning. If Trump does not act, and immediately, our republic is over with. I mean, it's been over with for a long time, okay? Don't tell me about that. I already know it. But even the sham is over with. All right, well, I'll show you the Christmas background once more as I sign off. I'm going to go, I'm not going to play pool. The folks that are here, it's a place where you get to come in and spend some time and then go off. I'm probably going to head off here in the next couple of days. I haven't decided yet. The weather's still nasty outside. I'd like to go on up to the Canadian border. In the wintertime, it's real fun. I have a 4-wheel drive, so I can do it. But the real problem is the fog and if it's snowing actively. So I don't know if I'm going to do that. But hear the grandfather clock? It's not really a grandfather clock. It's a really pretty clock, though. Sings to us. I guess it's saying, okay, Roy, it's time to calm down. Time to calm down. Yes, I agree, McKinsey. Trump makes it all about himself. I've only seen one tweet from him where he said this is really about taking the freedoms away from the American people. It's not just a coup against me. He said it's a coup against the American people. He said that once. And now he's all back about him again. This should never happen to a president, as I said, right? He's allowing them to rape us, ladies and gentlemen. He is allowing them to rape and pillage us. And, in fact, preparing to kill us. If this thing with the Bundys goes through, If they go back after them to try them, no, Trump is an enemy to this country. He's an enemy to everything that this country stands for. Okay. I don't care if you don't like what I say or not. Have I ever cared? No, I don't care. If you want to be cheerleaders for a corrupt team, that's fine with me. I don't care. Merry Christmas again. Yeah, I'll say that again a few more times. I'm out here for now. You'll probably see me tomorrow morning. I don't know about the live broadcast. We're still having problems with transmissions here. I'm not even sure how this is working. All right. All right, everybody. We'll see you later. Have a great day. Trump better act. You better act quickly. Out here.